Now, I'm not sure I'm up for this. I'm sure you are, but I'm not as well practised on this one as you are. Your worst injury occurred off the footy field, 1979,
Yes.
in a farming accident.
Correct.
You decide you want to be a hobby farmer. Pick up the story from there, Barry.
Oh, well, I picked up, I bought a property just out of Perth and wanted to be a hobby farmer. Didn't know much about it, pretty green. Went up one day up the property, saw the tractor in the shed, thought I'd get it going, and made the biggest mistake that I could have made at that time.
So you were going to crank start it?
Yeah, crank started, and I think at the end I was told that it was actually, you could actually press the button to get it going, and it cost me my right leg. But at the same time, I mean, these things, you get over them. I mean, at the time it was bad.
That, I mean, you're trivialising it a bit now.
Yeah.
You crank start, the thing's in gear and it lurches forward and pins you to the wall, right?
Yeah, well, it would have pinned me to the wall if I'd have been silly enough to stand in its way, which I was going to start with.
So then what happened from there?
Being competitive. So I made sure I got out of the way at the end.
Cable versus tractor. Tractor wins, Barry.
Wins this time, absolutely. Yeah. I think because of the hit and the knock, I was sort of obviously a bit dazed and wasn't sure what was happening. Went around to turn the key off on the thing, and as I swung around with my right leg, I had runners on at the time, and the back wheel of the little Massey Ferguson caught it and dragged me underneath, and that was the end of the story.
Well, no, it wasn't, because is that the wheel that kept spinning and shredding your leg?
Yeah, it convulsed the calf right off the bone.
What does that mean?
Just takes it right off. So all you got left is the bone of your leg.
So you're under the tractor? Mm-hmm. And the wheel's still spinning?
Spinning, yeah.
Right. And it's spinning through your calf muscle?
That's right, correct. It's what they call convulse. You convulse it off, like mincemeat it off.
Yeah. And you were conscious while this was happening?
Yeah, well, I had to, because I realised had I gone unconscious, I was probably, that would have been it, because I would have bled to death. So I knew I had to, however, just stay conscious, so that when this thing stopped, I could, start yelling and
so
hopefully
did it stop?
Yeah, because what happened was it got a grip on the... it couldn't get a grip at first because it kept slipping on my leg and everything, but I think what happened was because of the weight of it and bouncing, and it's quite amazing, never broke a bone, like it's just quite unbelievable really, and then it got a grip on the bitumen, and went up the wall. And then because it went up the wall, the petrol couldn't get up to the what's on, so it
cut out.
Cut out.
And you lived... How many
and then
minutes?
I had to make sure then that if it came back down, I had to try to move out of its way. Otherwise, I would have been whacked as well. Because I can clearly still remember thinking to myself that if I can put up with this, the worst that can happen to me now is that it can chew my leg off. So if it does that, well, I'll still be okay. I'll be able to get out. That was my thoughts at the time.
Is it still a nightmare? Or
No, it's not a nightmare, not at all. No, it's just one of those things that happened, and I'm one of those people that just move on,
Move on.
Yeah,
move on. But wasn't there 2 or 3 months in hospital before you were able to move on?
I was 2 months. 2 months. I was 4 months. 4 months in hospital. I was
4 months in hospital on your back.
On my back, and couldn't get out of bed with my leg up in the air. And
when you were in the farm shed, did the thought of dying cross your mind?
No, very positive person, Mike. Going to hang in there, whatever happens.
It didn't? It's just this excruciating pain?
Oh, terrible, yeah. Yeah, and I just realised at the time that I just had to hang in there, simple as that. So death and all that never came into it. It was just, you just got to hang on no matter what, and, things will come good.
How did you raise the alarm?
I was really lucky. I mean, the guy down the road did hear it, and he did say to me, because I was talking to him afterwards, he said, I did hear it. He said, I heard the yell. He said, I knew by the sound that it was bad. He said, at first I didn't want to go because he said, I knew it was something really bad. But he said, I thought, well, he plucked up enough courage and he thought, no, I've got to go. So he came. And it was really fantastic because when he came, I was sort of to the point where I was just about had it anyway. And, so when he came, I said, don't you faint on me now, because I said, we got...
Don't you faint?
Yeah, don't you faint. Because when he saw my leg, he nearly conked it himself. He nearly fainted himself.
So you kept your composure. You knew you were in trouble, but you were able to sort of think rationally.
Oh, yeah. I said to him, listen, go down to the house, get me a big bucket of water, because I've got to stick my head in it, because you can imagine, I was really... I was just shocked, and I said, ring the ambulance, ring the police, ring my wife, tell my wife to meet me at Royal Perth Hospital.
You were giving all the orders? That's
And
like you, yeah.
And I said, get my wife to Royal Perth Hospital, tell her that, you know, when these guys finish and that's where I'll end up. So no point in coming here, go to the hospital, that's where I'll be.